Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between LawLiet and Hawk. This game taking place here on Autumn Leaves. On the bottom left hand side of the map we have LawLiet spawning as the red Night Elf player. Meanwhile over here on the top right we have Hawk spawning as the yellow human. Human versus Night Elf in a 1v1 matchup. That game was neat. Just watched it. Double Phoenix, yeah. For all of you guys who watch on YouTube, if you go to a game that I posted, I did also post it on Facebook, but it is on Twitch. It is a 2v2 matchup that I forgot to record to upload to YouTube. But it is an absolutely entertaining game. If you guys want to check it out, definitely do mosey on over there. I think it was with a Muscle Mike and is it Sonic? Going up against a double human who went for double blood mage, double phoenix. A little bit of a spoiler action there, but because it is so difficult to track down and find, unless I give you a little bit of context and reasons for you to head on over there to watch, you may not go check it out. Things are already underway. We are looking at a Warden first coming in from LawLiet over, the more typical Keeper of the Grove or Demon Hunter that we've seen in games past. Are we going to be seeing a strategy that's similar to Terranus Stand, where the Warden is able to get up to level 6, use that Avatar of Vengeance very effectively, and then try and pressure out his opponent? And while having that Warden perhaps aggressively harass the enemy creep camp. I'm looking at the positioning here. It is possible to blink across this forest location here and then perhaps try and get some damage, or perhaps even trying to clear up some of these trees to make that blink distance a little bit shorter. Ancient of War already in that frontline position, clearing out a more difficult creep camp than I would have thought normally possible, as the Warden now runs up from behind. Oh, that 2v2 where Violet cursed his level 6 hero that gets ensnared. Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and continue to make our way through here. We are going to be looking at the Sasquatch get taken down here. Footman trying to get some easy damage onto this Ancient of War. Ancient of War suffering quite a bit of damage as the Warden already has double Circlets of Nobility. Double Circlets of Nobility does add up quite a bit of damage here, or hit points, I believe. But for 100 extra hit points and also 60 extra mana, that damage does really start to get somewhere, as we're looking at this Footman down to, dead, as the Warden of LawLiet may try to go after another Footman. All right, the Warden of LawLiet can actually get a good amount of damage on some of these units. Ancient of War, meanwhile, is, just stuck in position trying to train up some archers. Does have fortified armor, so will be protected against the Archmage's hero damage and the Water Elemental's piercing, but it can't be free to just absorb all of that damage there. LawLiet trying to double back around, still has a good amount of mana, will have better regeneration at night, as night is about to fall, as this Forest Troll Berserker will get taken down, giving level 2 to the Archmage, unless the Warden has something to say about it. There's level 2 on the Archmage already, getting that Brilliance Aura, as the Ancient of War still trying to train up more and more units. They're unable to get that last shot off, and now LawLiet is being forced to retreat back. Hawk doing a great job trying to pressure and zone out the Warden, as we are not looking at any sort of expansion attempts that I've seen so far. Archmage does have Dust of Appearance, going to go after the Sludge Flinger here to get a slow down onto that Water Elemental. That's going to get taken down pretty quickly, though. Cloak of Shadows will be dropped. Meanwhile, the Warden has moved over an Ancient of War in this position, and it's going to be tanking and absorbing quite a bit of damage as we look to clear out this, gold mine creep camp. We are looking at Shadow Strike as that first ability, no second ability added in just quite yet. This Cloak of Shadows will most likely be sold when the time is right, as, Cloak of Shadows, even though it is useful during the day, you really don't want to be holding on to that item on your first, or if you only have one hero, as there's plenty of items out on the map oftentimes. Archmage will get up to level 3. Ancient of War trying to eat through the trees and now come in from behind. Mercenary Camp already going straight after this Ancient of War. Now Forest Troll, Warlord, and Sasquatch absorbing a little bit of damage. Wisp now coming over to try and repair. And in comes the Archmage now on the bottom south side of the map to try and put pressure on the main base of LawLiet. LawLiet's base is completely wide open. Hawk should be able to get in a large amount of harassment here, as there is level 2 water elementals as well. All of these wisps perhaps going to try and or will end up draining these Moonwells. Nope, Moonwell is now just going to get beaten down, and that is going to be problematic as the Warden does get up to level 3. Where is the Warden here? Warden now out here onto the battlefield, going to try and go for a level of Fan of Knives, uses the Moonwell, and now in comes some Wisp for the repairs. Footman dealing in quite a bit of damage. Warden may try and get off another Fan of Knives here in just a moment. Wisp are trying to retreat away as the Footman able to finish off another Wisp right there. Warden going after, what is this, an illusion there? Are we going to see another Fan of Knives? Yes, we are. A lot of damage getting racked back up now as we are looking at perhaps the Archer is going to be able to finish off this one unit. 1 or 2 more shots should be able to do it. 48 hit points, he's able to escape. All right, LawLiet desperately trying to hold on to the situation here. Wisp low on hit points. A lot of low hit point Footmen now trying to retreat back. 1 more Fan of Knives, and suddenly you would see a lot more units in the red there as the units are now trying to retreat back, and Hawk is now stuck in a little bit of a corner position. We are going to be looking at 1 Footman getting taken down, but that was a big denial right there as the Water Elemental deals that killing blow. Water Elemental down to 90 hit points. Are we going to be looking at another denial there? Archmage may try and, well, yes, deny that once more. 27 to 33 damage. Warden unable to get any of that bonus experience by finishing off his opponent's units. A Blood Mage has joined in on the fight. Siphon Mana. The ability, obviously, as Siphon Mana is great for trying to shut down the Warden. The Warden does have Cloak of Shadows and does also have Shadow Meld, which should be able to easily break any sort of channeled ability on that Warden in a moment's notice. But a couple of things to note, that Warden is going to be a giant target as a Hunter's Hall now getting taken down. Hawk absolutely just dominating and pressuring LawLiet constantly as a Fan of Knives does go across. All right, low hit point Footman going to get body blocked out of position. No Boots of Speed, but still turns back around and doesn't go after that low hit point Footman again, instead trying to save this base here. This is just Hawk pushing up against LawLiet. LawLiet is just up against the ropes constantly as the Blood Mage, well, out of mana after a couple of detonations there. All right, Archmage trying to get some of that mana back. Should be able to drop another level 2 Water Elemental here in just a moment. There it goes. A level 2 Shadow Strike now onto the Blood Mage. Blood Mage now in some serious trouble. Gonna end up getting taken down as the Warden finally gets some things going his way. LawLiet should be able to hold this off. 42 supply compared to 25. The army of Hawks significantly larger, and the fact that there's no Hunter's Halls means that there is still no Ancient of Lores out here onto the battlefield. Many of the production buildings are just not in the right place, trying to now add in an Ancient of Wonders as well, as the Archmage, well, has no real reason to stick around since there is no Blood Mage nearby to offer a bit of support. Warden sitting at level 4 should be able to finish off this rifleman here. Cold arrows from a Naga Sea Witch recently trained. It gets taken down. Level 4 Warden, level 1 Naga Sea Witch going up against a level 3 Archmage and a resurrecting Blood Mage. I thought that Blood Mage would have been resurrected by now. Hawk apparently forgot to resurrect it earlier as enough time has passed. Level 1 upgrades or resurrections normally do not take that long. Shadow Strike onto the Archmage. Archmage could be in trouble. Drops a Water Elemental here. Archmage trying to get back home down to 124 hit points. A little bit more damage. Is the Warden going to be able to finish it off? No. Scroll of Healing now being used. Warden now trying to go up against Scroll of Town Portal finally being used. Siphon mana away from the Naga Sea Witch, and the Warden says, I know where you're running off to. Do I have enough mana? No, I do not, and decides to retreat back. Archmage was healed up quite a bit during that Scroll of Town Portal invulnerable channeling, as the priest were able to heal that Archmage during that time, getting it back up to 200 hit points. All right, the reaction time. LawLiet, remember, has constantly had a smaller army going up against Hawk, and still he was somehow able to fend off the attack. Warden now looking to get to level 5. What will that level 5 skill point be used on? both Fan of Knives and Shadow Strike could be extremely effective, as Gloves of Haste now dropped down. Most likely will be given to that Naga Sea Witch for that faster attack speed. Coming back through, Blood Mage at level 2, Archmage sitting at level 3. We are looking at Archers, Forest Troll, Berserkers, Forest Troll, Shadow Priest continuing this fight once more. Coming in from behind, Blood Mage, Blood Mage, Archmage going to be coming in from this pressure again as the Warden is sitting at level 4, trying to get to level 5 here. Meanwhile, Rifleman, even Militia joining in on the fight here. Hawk trying to shut the door on this game and should be able to do a little bit of damage here. Naga Sea Witch still sitting at level 1, and we don't see any expansions as of yet. This is all one base play, and is this turning into a tower attempt? It is, as the scout tower now absorbing quite a bit of damage. What's interesting though is that as soon as that scout tower is completed, the archers and the Forest Troll Berserkers actually deal more damage to that building, as it is a light armored building. Naga Sea Witch now trying to retreat back here. Warden could be in a little bit of trouble. Does have access to a potion of greater healing. Uses exactly that now with a potion of mana. Siphon mana into the Archmage, as the Warden with a potion of mana could try and go for a Fan of Knives right there. All right, a little bit of bonus damage there as the Archmage down to 73 hit points, fighting its used actually very efficiently here, even though it is currently daytime. Cloak of Shadows effectively allowing that Warden to hide it during the day, as the counter attack has been pushed back. Warden losing a little bit of mana there, trying to break that link, trying to break that connection. Is there a Moonwell down to the south? There is. Is the Warden going to be able to back up there in time? That is the question, as level 3 Fan of Knives. There goes another Siphon mana there, as that Warden is just constantly hiding, as the archers with that superior range trying to push back this pressure here. Rifleman with a range of 600, 700 on these archers. More damage coming back through here. Naga Sea Witch continuing the fight, as the Warden trying to push back again. Warden gonna go ahead and use Cloak of Shadows. No, gonna use, is that Cloak of Shadows? No, that is Cloak of Shadows again, to try and hide during the day in that frontline position. More Siphon mana going back onto that Archmage, as damage is just getting racked back up by that Shadow Strike there. Warden could be in some serious trouble. A full Moonwell down to the south, as the LawLiet is retreating back with all of these units. This has been an absolute pummeling by Hawk, but Hawk still has not made LawLiet falter enough to try and take this game outright. LawLiet continuing all of this pressure here. Sorceresses are out here. Priests are here. Warden going to try and get in some Moonwell. There's a Shadow Strike onto some units, trying to finish off some more units as well. Warden down to 112 hit points. Staff of Preservation gets the Warden behind the lines here, behind friendly lines, allowing this Warden to heal back up. Has a potion of healing, sells the Cloak of Shadows, finally has a potion of an anti-magic potion, and now trying to trail back the other way. Orb of Venom on the Naga Sea Witch. No boots of speed, but that Orb of Venom does do a little bit of damage over time onto that Sorceress there. You can see the Sorceress is trying to heal back up, but the Priests, the Priest should be able to overcome that bit of damage over time, but gonna still end up draining quite a bit of mana. What's interesting about this all is it's a level 5, level 2 going up against a level 3, level 2, but Hawk consistently has had the larger army. Meanwhile, Hawk does have Banish over Flame Strike, and this wall of archers. Hunter, thank you for the sub. Every sub does definitely help and support me. Well, at least keep the show going if you guys are enjoying the content. Archmage going to go ahead and drops a Water Elemental here, but it's not actually tanking any of the damage. Talisman of Evasion will be dropped here, but the Archmage cannot be free to just absorb damage like that, as Hawk really wanted to get to level 4 for that level 2 Brilliance Aura. You see the Priest actually low on mana after that long drawn out fight, trying to get back up to half full mana on all of those units. Burrow Rush, good morning as well. All right, Naga Sea Witch, Staff of Preservation, Gloves of Haste going to turn back around, perhaps try and go after this enraged Wildkin once more, perhaps going after the Null Overseers as well. The Archers with only 16 to 18 damage. I would have thought that we would have been looking at higher damaged archers after all this time, but we haven't really seen any of those upgrades, as the Riflemen or Priest are now just diving on in. Level 2, multiple level 2 water elementals out here onto the battlefield. Siphon mana shutting things down. There's a couple of detonations trying to find some of those targets, as the Warden quickly, Dust of Appearance, making that Shadow Meld absolutely useless. Perhaps should have used the anti-magic potion, as the slow really affecting the escape speed of that Warden. Now using anti-magic potion here. All right, continuing that fight, there's a banish onto LawLiet. LawLiet now getting siphoned mana, low on mana, Fork Lightning going across multiple units, but Scroll of Healing counteracting that nicely as well, as a lot of damage being absorbed by that Archmage. Archmage trying to retreat back. Priest are doing quite a bit of healing as well. Rifleman trying to push back against all of these archers. 42 supply compared to 55. Hawk has somehow still maintained the supply lead throughout this fight, but he is currently in low upkeep, so he is still mining a little bit less than his opponent, as we see a Shadow Strike finish off a Rifleman there. All right, focus fire is going to become the problem, as those archers and those volleys of attack able to deal quite a bit of damage. And, well, single target heals, and there is no massive single target heal at this point and stage in the game. Blood Mage still continuing to try and fend off and perhaps siphon more mana into the Archmage. Archmage drops another Water Elemental again, but having Flame Strike over Banish would have been a better call here, as you can see that these archers are just not being challenged and are able to freely attack and move without much of a problem. Blood Mage, I believe, but Banish has also done quite a bit of work as well, so difficult to tell which one is the better call after all of this time. But the Blood Mage is now maxed out and on mana, and I gotta believe that Flame Strike could be a better call here if that Blood Mage gets to level 4. Archmage still continuing this attack here, as we do have the Avatar of Vengeance now out onto the battlefield. Is this enough to turn the tide of the fight here? 36 supply compared to 55, as the Avatar of Vengeance will actually absorbing quite a bit of damage and now being forced to try and retreat here. Spirit of Vengeance is going to try and attack as well. These are invulnerable units able to deal free damage, as all of the corpses on the battlefield turn into Spirit of Vengeances and attack back once more. Naga Sea Witch continuing to perhaps try and finish off some of those units. There's a cold arrow onto a suspecting priest, but a quick banish right there as he's trying to heal himself back up. Fork Lightning coming in from the Naga Sea Witch. Bonus damage from the banish, as the Spirit of Vengeance is now pushing back once more. Archers 2 food, but comparable DPS. All right, continuing to fight back around, that it is comparable DPS, and really it would have been a Flame Strike that somehow stops the archers from being able to fight free. The archers also have a little bit better range. That extra additional 100 range has really been the key here, as the Spirit of Vengeances are now trying to come back out onto the battlefield. All right, multiple Spirit of Vengeances coming back around. You can see that the Avatar of Vengeance is trying to keep a little bit of distance. Another Scroll of Healing being used to try and counteract the damage of LawLiet's Spirit of Vengeances, as the Avatar of Vengeance is down to 100 hit points and still trying to retreat back, as so much time is being focused onto this ultimate down to 50 hit points. The Spirit of Vengeances are getting in so much damage across Hawk's units. There's a Siphon Mana, level 4 now on the Naga Sea Witch, as the Blood Mage sits at level 3. All right, are we looking at the Avatar of Vengeance still trying to escape? He is down to 70 hit points, still running back off to the north, and Hawk has now lost his supply lead. All right, the level 6 Warden, Avatar of Vengeance, able to turn the tide of this battle, as we are now at 34 supply compared to 35, but LawLiet's level 6 Warden still making a great impact on this game. All right, Avatar of Vengeance down to 115 hit points. It may end up trying to retreat back. We're looking at an enraged Wildkin. Blood Mage wants to get to level 4. I think Flame Strike would have been a very strong call in this situation to help deal with those archers, but is it too little too late? Siphon Mana going back into the Archmage again. No Warden easily going to get taken out. Enraged Wildkin taken down. What items was dropped? It looks like Devotion Aura, perhaps, to try and better protect all of these units. All right, Avatar of Vengeance, summoning up more Spirit of Vengeances, only to see that it's not going to really matter, as that Avatar of Vengeance is going to come to an end. Timed life is done, but no worries, as the Warden will have enough mana, has a potion of mana, and will be able to resummon that Avatar of Vengeance here in just a moment. All right, there goes all of those units disappearing in an instant. Gonna go ahead and summon up another one. Gonna summon up some additional, use these corpses here. Some corpses already ready and available, ready to go. Only the Avatar here. One priest getting caught out in the open field, and in comes a battle fight here. All right, Avatar Vengeance trying to back away. Spirit of Vengeance is freely fighting against those units, as they are completely invulnerable. Catching more units in midfield and in mid-transit. Hawk cannot afford to just lose these units, as they're trying to join up with the rest of the army. Hawk now trying to make his way onto the bottom left-hand side of the map. We can still see that this is only a mass archer army, and there's that flame strike causing those archers to try and spread about just a little bit more. Ancient of Wonders quickly getting taken down. Blood Mage perhaps going to continue to fight. There's a Siphon Mana trying to stop that right there as the Blood Mage may try and make its way back down, perhaps getting in some more flame strikes here. That's exactly what it needs to stop all of these archers from getting in so much damage. All right, Blood Mage, Potion of Invulnerability, continuing to try to fight their way through. There's a Forked Lightning going across. There's a Scroll of Healing being used as well, as the Blood Mage is now siphoning mana away from that Naga Sea Witch. All right, Naga Sea Witch now currently low on mana, turning around, flame striking those archers. No, not going to even bother to do that. Archers relatively low on hit points. Magic resistance, protecting them from taking too much magic damage. All right, more, well, damage heading up on those back units here. More riflemen getting finished off. Going to go ahead and summon up some more Spirit of Vengeances as well, as the archers are now making their way over. Archers, these are the upgraded marksmanship archers, now 20 to 22 base damage compared to 20 to 32 on a 2-0 upgraded rifleman. Spirit of Vengeance is still chasing after those targets and getting some big burst damage by focusing down onto those priests. Now, LawLiet seems to be in a fairly favorable position as the gold mines are about to run out. The question now is, how effective can Hawk really be with his Brilliance Aura and all of his Brilliance Aura and healing from all of these priests? We're looking at the Blood Mage now siphoning mana away from a dire Frost Wolf here, trying to get in more and more mana. Frontline has multiple Water Elementals. Archmage should be able to get to level 5. Blood Mage will stay at level 4. And clearing out a difficult creep camp here would be key. Down to the south, LawLiet has taken the time to set up an expansion of his own as the Avatar of Vengeance drops into position here to try and put pressure inside the main base. Hawk doesn't look like he has that much going for him. Archmage, or is it who picked up the item? Blood Mage, Warsong, Battle Trumps, even larger damage bonus across this entire army here, as we are looking at LawLiet trying to grab some gold from this entangled gold mine down to the south. It will quickly be cleared up as LawLiet considers his options. Does he want to try and defend, or is he going to put pressure inside his opponent's base? A Tree of Life down to, well, 900 hit points. It doesn't look like it is going to be saved at all. And, well, damage should be racked up here in just a moment. A Flame Strike onto all of these Wisp could be key there. Are we going to see it? No, no Flame Strike. With just a massive detonations to finish off instead. A preemptive flame strike onto all of those units may have actually been, onto that gold mine may have been enough to try and stop those wisps as well. Get a little bit of bonus experience as the Archmage is sitting at level 5 with level 3 water elementals. Naga Sea Witch gonna go ahead and dance around off to the north here. There is an entire squad of archers ready to move on out. Goblin Zeppelin keeping track of all the units, both sides, making sure the other does not have an expansion. 37 compared to 38 supply, nearly level 5 Naga Sea Witch. We should be looking at level 3 Forked Lightning. And level 3 Forked Lightning would then still cause more problems as, well, he's able to burst down units. An Orb of Venom already able to do enough damage over time to cause problems. No need to add in cold arrows unless you are chasing after your opponent. Units continuing to engage here. Archmage, Blood Mage coming back across. Blood Mage sitting at level 4. Are we going to be looking at trying to do a flame strike, finding one archer right there, another archer not quite close enough to the center. There's a little bit of damage as we're seeing the Blood Mage trying to fight back here. All right, there goes another archer. It's level 7 now on the Warden. There goes another flame strike. Archers are able to retreat back as a added over time here. Avatar of Vengeance trying to fight back against all of these units, and that little bit of zoning was exactly what was needed as the Avatar of Vengeance is going to get taken down. Hawk now trying to perhaps go after the Warden here. No, not going to go after the Warden. It is currently shadow melded with no real chance, and now banish onto that Naga Sea Witch, followed by Siphon Mana. Units still putting in quite a bit of pressure, perhaps going to try and finish off some of these other remaining units as archers are able to pelt the water elemental with arrows as it tries to run by. Ancient of Wonders is quickly going to get taken down. We are looking at an entangling of the gold mine by LawLiet to move off to the north here. More Wisp detonation, removing a lot of key mana from all of these units. As a big fan of knives, it ruins the back line of all of these casters. There's only 2 priests left. That is a very big deal. There's only 0 priests left. That's an even larger deal, as the Warden is now down to 150 hit points. Are we going to see a Staff of Preservation? Yes, we are. No drinking of the Moonwell for you, as the archers are now trying to retreat back. Riflemen now trying to put pressure onto the Naga Sea Witch. Naga Sea Witch Lightning trying to finish off all of these units here, as the Naga Sea Witch is now trying to retreat back into the corner. Is it going to be able to get off another Fork Lightning, get in some damage, perhaps use a Scroll of Town Portal to head back out? Meanwhile, Flame Strike coming back in from the other side. LawLiet trying to finish things off. There's a Scroll of Town Portal. The Warden is going to be close enough. Yes, it is, to teleport away after drinking from all of those Moonwells, as the Naga Sea Witch and the Warden temporarily reset for, well, a 4-second reprieve. Once more, Warden now going to try to dive on in. Warden, where's it going to go? Down to 34 hit points. Staff of Preservation for the save again. Naga Sea Witch down to 45 hit points, down to dead, as the Warden is low on hit points, but the Archmage, both sides exchanging level 5 heroes, as the Blood Mage continuing this battle. No more healing for Hawk. Losing those 2 priests was a very big deal, as suddenly this army of Hawk is unable to be healed back up any longer. Back at home, or do we see any priest perhaps being trained up? No, we do not. Blood Mage does have some items to go. There's a Flame Strike onto the Tree of Eternity. It is suffering a bit of damage. Level 2 Flame Strike right there. And we're looking at a 9 supply army going up against 16. This is still anyone's game, as the Warden is invisible. Potion of Mana. Wow! Potion of Mana comes in with the Flame Strike. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, able to retreat back. And there is the GG. LawLiet was down to 9 supply, pretty much had 1 hero and a couple of workers, and that was it. Uses a Potion of Invisibility, a Potion of Mana, and Potion of Invulnerability. Stands next to the Blood Mage, 3 very low hit point riflemen. Uses a Fan of Knives, takes down 3 of those units, uses the Shadow Strike to finish off that last rifleman there, and gets the GG over Hawk. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.